Well, a happy hump day to you. Okay, so today's Bible verse that I want to talk about is in Matthew 6:28. Sorry for the spitting. I'm only human, what can I say? Anyway, Matthew 6:28 says, "And why take ye thought for remnant? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow, they toil not, neither do they spin." So, like, literally, what does this verse mean? And I'm going to go in depth with this, okay? It is the teaching about worry. Jesus addresses the human tendency to stress about material needs, especially clothing, daily necessities, appearances, and status. He says in saying, "Look at nature. God provides for the flowers effortlessly. If God cares for the flowers, He certainly takes care of you." It's about trusting over anxiety. The lilies do not plan, they don't toil, they don't strive. Try to control everything, yet they grow beautiful and full. The message is not that we shouldn't work, it's about not living in mental or emotional exhaustion, trying to control what is outside of your hands. This too is a beautiful reminder of our value. This verse implies if God clothes the flowers so beautifully, won't He also take care of you, who are far more valuable? It is initiation and an invitation to remember that your worth and your place is in God's care. How does Matthew 6:28 relate to everyday life? Here it is. This verse speaks directly to many modern struggles: worries about finances, bills, job security, the future, and having enough. This verse invites us to step back and remember we are not alone in providing for ourselves, and I have to be reminded of this constantly. It calls us to trust and breathe. And also, it covers anxiety about appearances or comparison. And we all know that we compare each other. And this is something that we try our hardest to teach our children, is to not compare each other. And yet, here we are adults and we do it ourselves. And I'll be one to tell you, in the past, I used to do that. And that was from fear of being seen. And that was probably from childhood trauma that I had, and the things that I went through as an adult. And that's just me being vulnerable with you and telling you the truth. Okay? This is something that all of us struggle with. But the beauty of it is the fact that we are able to say, hey, I know where I stand and I am human, but I know that the good Lord is there for me and He will always provide. All right. Another thing about this too is it goes over work related pressure. We often overload ourselves with constant striving, perfectionism. Hello, perfectionist here. Feels like everything depends on us. But Jesus is teaching, do your part, but release the fear that you must control the whole outcome. That was a very hard lesson for me to have to learn, and it took many years for me to learn to surrender. And surrendering is not as easy as people think it is, but at the same time, it is. When you learn how to truly surrender to God and give your worries and your trouble to Him, and just know that you're abiding in Him and following through His will, I promise you, He will bless you. How can you use Matthew 6:28? Here are practical ways you can live this out daily. Use it as a calming reminder. When anxiety hits, pause and say to yourself, consider the lilies. It's a way of telling your heart, I don't have to worry about everything. Practice trust over control. Ask yourself, is this something I can control? Or is this something I need to trust God with? Let go of the worry that doesn't serve your life. Shift your focus from anxiety to growth. Lilies grow naturally when rooted. Ask, what can I do today that helps me grow without forcing everything? Remember your worth. When you feel not enough, insecure, stressed out about your appearance or status, remind yourself, God clothes even the lilies and the flowers beautifully. I am valued even more. Live one day at a time. Matthew 6, the whole chapter teaches daily dependence on God. Use this verse to reconnect with the idea, I only need to handle today. God will meet me here.